Okay, guys, another episode of Impact. Now, I gotta say this. I'm not gonna be totally detailed here because there's a lot of internet drops that's been going on. The internet has not been acting right. If you went to Twitch trying to watch this, they couldn't show anything for about 10 to 15 minutes. Actually, it was almost 20 minutes. They didn't show anything. Found another site that had it, and that kept dropping. The internet has been running slow or sluggish for a while now. So if you guys are not too happy with my review, I'm really sorry. And I'm sure a couple of people will say, well, why don't you wait until tomorrow? Well, this is a thing. Anyone who records, they're going to be recording similar to myself off the internet. I'm watching it, but they'll be recording off the internet. So that means their internet is not going to be 100% great either. So it's going to have some drops and it's going to be shown in the recording. So what you see is what you get. Now, I saw the beginning of Eli fighting with Willie Mack. I saw them fighting up into the ring. And I saw what happened with Willie Mack saying, look, we're supposed to have a match later tonight. Forget that. Get in the ring now. And pretty much Eli saying no. Willie take him into the ring. And then they have the match. But maybe about 5 to 8 minutes in, I lost it. So I don't know what exactly happened at the end of the match. But if I had to take a guess, I'm sure Willie Mack did not win the match, and it had to be about EY. Eric Young. The thing is that's getting me right here. I really like Willie Mack. He just became X Division champion. He's not going to become a tag champion, and I doubt that he's going to be going after the World Championship immediately. The only person he could go after in time maybe will be Moose going after the TNA title. But I don't see him going after either one immediately. Particularly that EC3 is going after Moose. So it kind of hurts me knowing that Willie Mack is back to where he was before. Yeah, he won X Division title, but what are they going to do with him now? He did try to defend... Seeing that he tried to defend Rich Swann's honor was really good. But the problem here is that now what? He lost the match, I'm sure. There's no way he won it because they're still trying to promote Eddie versus Eli. I just don't see him winning. So that kind of leaves him in the lurch. Wrestle House. Oh, we got a lot going on in Wrestle House. We got the date between Cousin Jake and Susie. I did manage to see some of it, not all of it. I don't know what caused Jake to get scared because as I was watching after their sort of awkward dinner date, I lost the stream. So I don't know what happened. Alyssa got angry at Susie. Don't know what happened. So I did see some of also the match they had. Susie's telling Alyssa that your advice was wrong. So I don't know exactly what advice went wrong because I don't know exactly what happened during most of the stream when it came to Cousin Jake and Susie because I didn't see what interaction they had when they had the dinner date. But Susie won the match. There you go. Now, we got Ace and Romero dealing with... This was kind of funny with Larry D. I like Larry D. I like Ace and Romero. They both got personalities. That's kind of cool. And you see AC just eating some popcorn. I believe he's in my face. And you see the dead look or blanked look of a Larry D. Now, I thought he was going after Taya. He's interested in Taya. But I did see the image. Well, not image. Well, sort of. The stream froze. Literally, I didn't catch the shot of it. Of Rosemary throwing some... throwing some dust on him, blowing at him. I didn't catch that shot. But seeing that now he was interested in Rosemary instead of Taya, it was interesting. Then they had the match. Now, that one kept going in and out, so I don't know who won the match. Maybe it was AC, but I don't think he would have won it. My guess, Larry D would have won it. So, that's my best guess. Now, Rhino got jacked by Reno Scum. They got his money. So what does this mean? I don't know. They don't make this really feel like it's something incredibly special. It's about money that Rhino won that the wonderful Hernandez is not letting him keep, even though Rhino split the money with him and he wanted it back. And it's like, I don't know where the storyline is going. Is it going to give us something other than just a distraction? Honestly, I think it's just a distraction to give these guys something to do. They're basically floating. Reno Scum is floating. You got Rhino floating and you got Hernandez floating, even though he has a nice mustache like that. That's just me. You guys tell me below. RVD had locker room talk with the... Let me give it to you like this. Seeing Katie Forbes, who has better abs than most men. I'm telling you, that woman has abs of freaking steel. Steel. You can see them on my face. And you can see at least 2 out of her 4 sets of abs. She didn't have a 6-pack. She got a freaking 8-pack. That woman got some abs of steel. Pretty much, you see them getting on while they're with the Madison Rayne. And Madison just said, you know what, I'm out of here. And then you got the you know, it would actually be interesting to see a whole effing show. I don't know if it would work, but seeing they both actually trying to put some real things behind it might be a little more interesting than locker room talk. I'm just saying, I'd rather see Madison Rayne work with Josh Matthews and do a real storyline. Please, someone from Impact, listen to me. Convince these 2 knuckleheads. I think they probably don't want to do it, or Impact is not going to do it. But I don't care if it's a brass, a creative, or it's those 2. Bring them together and say, look, let's do a one-off of a storyline of me and Madison just to try something different. Madison is an okay to semi-okay heel. Josh Matthews is the freaking annoyance of a heel, which means he's doing his job well. You can't stand Josh when he's a heel. You can barely stand him as a face, but he's so freaking annoying as a heel. Put them together, you'll have a good situation, and then you have them do a one-off match at a pay-per-view. That's it. Move on. But pretty much, if you go back to the OFN show, where they were just playing off that they had the show, and they're trying to say, well, what do you love about me? What do you like about me? What do you like of me? What do you like when we smash? That's what their segment was until the ICU comes in, the Sammy comes in and starts beating down the RVD, and he's saying, you ruined my opportunity, which was the title shot that he had with Eddie Edwards. I know one of my subscribers said that Sami Callihan is not a main event player. And I gotta say this to you, guy. Where are you getting your information? Where? When it comes down to it, and I'm not belittling you, I'm not disrespecting you, I'm just saying, where do you get your information? For more than 2 years, it goes further back than that, but more than 2 years, Sami Callihan has put what little publicity that Impact has ever gotten, he put them on the map. From whacking Eddie in the face with the bat and messing up his eye, from the storyline he did with Eddie, he did with, when it comes to Tessa, that's the most strongest thing next to Eddie. Even though Rick Swann was really good, but then Rick did not turn heel. That's where he should have turned heel. So the 3 most strongest feuds he had made people talk on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook. Even some of the sites were talking about that type of feuds. People loved it. So when you think that he is not a main event player, makes no sense. So I can't tell you to change your mind. But I don't believe your information is 100% valid. But I do respect you. And I can understand in some situations, particularly the storyline with him and Tessa sucking because Tessa was not built right. I can understand when you wouldn't agree that he is a main event player, particularly that he got his ass buried, and look where he's at. He's working with RVD. Working with RVD when he should be in the main event if he's a main event player. There you go. That's the right thing to say. Okay. Kimberly versus Jordynne Grace. Now, I know another subscriber said Kimberly was not basically signed to Impact. She is now. We're going to get good things from her. What did I say? She's a jobber. Putting her against Jordynne Grace instead of somebody else, maybe from Explosion, if they have anybody there, would have been better. Bringing those two onto the show of Impact and letting her get a signature win for the first time. She can get that. She went up against Jordynne Grace, who I knew was not going to win. It angers me that they did this, because they did this again in the middle of the show. Not middle of the show. The end of, you see I'm angry. They did this twice in the show. Kimberly has now been signed. They stated on the commentary team, she's signed. You would expect, well, maybe you should give her a match against a lower ranked person in Impact, so at least she means something. No. You put her against Jordynne Grace, who's dealing with Dana Purrazzo. And even though she did a good showing, which didn't make much sense, I'm sorry guys, I do like Kimberly, but she's up against Jordynne Grace and she shouldn't be giving a really strong showing. I'm sorry. She shouldn't be getting a strong showing. Particularly, she's still tapped out, and I believe I got that shot. It's in my face. She tapped out. She didn't just lose getting pinned. She tapped. If you actually think that she's going to reach somewhere, tell me why she tapped. Tell me, even the one who said that she's got talent. It counts if they're willing to push her. She can have all the talent in the world. She can show it, but when she jobs like crazy, think about Mustafa Ali. The guy's got more talent than anyone on the main roster of WWE. And guess what? He was given one opportunity. He proved himself. People went crazy on YouTube. And guess what? He's done. He's no longer being pushed. So don't think just because someone has talent, they're willing to push them. There you go. Now, you had... The video package between the North and the Motor City Machine Guns was actually quite good. I did enjoy it. And they're going to have their moment at Emergence. It's a 2-week affair. Now everyone's doing 2 weeks. Because the WWE did it, now everyone else is doing it. AEW's done it. Now Impact is doing. Where is the non-conformity of WWE? Where is it? Why is AEW doing 2 nights? Why is Impact doing 2 nights just like the WWE? I think it would have been better if they just stuck with what they had and not emulate the WWE. That's just me. You tell me below if I'm right or not. But I did enjoy the video packages. They were done very well by both teams. A no disqualification match between the Hood Rats of Kiera Hogan and Tasha Steelz versus Havoc and Navarra. A good match. It was. It wasn't the greatest match, but it was a good match. In the end, the Hood Rats win. Now, everyone still thinks they're going to possibly have tag titles. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe they'll introduce them by Bound for Glory if they're actually going there. But as far as I can tell, you got only 2 teams for the women. I'd rather see them change it up. Why not have the Hood Rats go up against Susie and go up against Alyssa Edwards? Do something. Give us something more. Kylie Rae. I know I could say that, but saying that I'd rather see Kylie Rae as a singles competitor and see Alyssa Edwards and Susie being a tag team and Kylie Rae being by their side. That's the way I feel it. But this is just me, guys. Tell me below. You got the EC3 and Moose video. It's pretty much the same thing. EC3 is saying, I'm coming, Moose. This is not about if I hate you, if I like you. It's about the legacy you're carrying. I must destroy it. That's all that matters. I must destroy that legacy. I don't care about you. I don't like you. I do like you. It makes no difference. I must destroy the legacy. That's good. The question, like I said last week, how is he going to destroy the legacy of the TNA title? That's what I want to see. Now, Suicide and Dez were supposed to have a match, but didn't have it. Well, they did have a little bit of a match, but pretty much the Good Brothers came back. Doc Gallows is just mad as hell that he got arrested. They go in, they wipe them out, and they say, "Where is Ace? Where is Madman? We want you here now. Come out, we're not leaving." And they basically are off-site, saying, "You know what? You guys all right? Did you enjoy your little jail stay? Oh, you must be mad. Guess what? We're going to have a match at Emergence on my time." Okay. I'm fine with that. Another thing. Chris Bay. Raju. Now, I'm sure someone's going to say, "You see, Raju is setting something up. Raju is going to get a chance, a triple threat at Emergence between Raju, TJP, and Chris Bay." Really? You see my face? Really? We're talking about Raju. And a guy that's being underutilized and being treated badly. You actually think they're going to drop the title to a Raju who's done nothing but job? No. It would be nice, but then it wouldn't make any sense. They have not built up into anything for Raju. If they had built something up for Raju before, when he was winning and would have a huge arrogance, a huge chip on his shoulder, that I would buy. This, he's not going to win. This is just him doing nothing. And it just sucks. Okay, finally, the thing that pissed me off even more. Why do this? I think that might be the title. Why do this now? Eddie calling out the EY. You see him, I'm botching now because I'm really angry. Eric Young was called out by Eddie Edwards. You would think he would come out and then they would do some swerve, that he wouldn't fight him. But no. You got Brian Miles, who had his final part of his video package now. And he comes out and he pretty much said, "I know this is what you wasn't asking for. I mean, I'm not what you're asking for. But that I want. I want that." Not in all those words, but that's what it came down to. And he gets into the ring. And I knew 100% there was nothing that was going to happen unless EY would come out and interfere with it, but still he would lose. At least then you would protect him a little bit. No. He jobs clean. Clean. What was the point of the vignettes? Now, maybe he isn't signed with Impact Wrestling. I could be wrong. That's the reason why they did this. But if that was true, why would you give him vignettes? Why would you begin to sponsor him? Why would you admit that he was a former tag champion in WWE? With a guy who's now in AEW. They didn't mention AEW's name, but they did mention pretty much Matt Cardona. I'm mispronouncing his last name. I'm sorry. But they mentioned him. That he used to be in Impact and he did win with Trevor Lee, who is now in WWE. Why would you bring him here now instead of bringing him in Emergence and letting him actually have a jobber match? Someone that can job for him. No. You have him job to Eddie Edwards. What was the point of him bringing him then? Kind of like with Kimberly, who's now signed for Impact. It's like they had to make them job out. What was the point? I don't agree with it. Now, was the show good? I can't say. Because there was just too much drop in the internet. No matter what site you went to, and trust me, I looked. There was a lot of droppage. Twitch was bad. The other site that I went to, and it took me 4 sites to try and find that site that had anything. Because you see the site that I went to from the images that I got. But in the end, I can't really tell you if it was a great show or was a good show. I think it might have been a okay show. A lot of things is being set up for emergence, but I can't really say that because I don't know what else I'm missing. I'm sure I'm missing something. But it's just me. Have a good day. Have a good night. Peace.